ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Some disturbing news coming out of Greece concerning pro volleyball player Byron Ferguson. Last night, he was dealing with some issues many thought were in the past.
Just an unfortunate situation. It was in a playoff game. It was a deciding game to see who would advance to the semifinals. And versus this team called Polo, which is the rival team of my club, Heracles. So we won the previous game at our home court, so we were expecting it to be hostile, you know. But we got into the game, we were losing in the first set, but it was only the first set. And I served and I came out the game as normal, as I played middle blocker, you know. And I stood in the box trying to put on like my jacket for a moment, and a fan walked over to me and spit in my face and started calling me monkey and, you know, yelling curse words at me. And once I responded to this particular fan, then the entire crowd kind of attacked me, you know, started yelling racial slurs and spitting at me and this type of thing. And I then started to speak with the people from my team, because the official was almost wanted to throw me out of the game for not wanting to be quiet about the situation. He gave me the first card as a warning, and I refused to shut up until they realized it was getting hostile. Some police came, but the police also told me to shut up and don't say anything, you know. So at that point, I just started to feel attacked, because it was only me at this point, and I'm like the only black person in the entire arena, you know. And moving on, like, so we continued the game, and every time I would serve or do anything, they would boo and call me monkey and F this and F that, you know, that type of thing. And so here we are now, where my team is seeking legal action and speaking to the European Federation and people from the Greek League. And I am currently going to speak to some people here, the press at my team's office, and also to speak with the lawyers from the club here, Heracles.
Now, honorary counsel to Greece, Sophia Papageorge, has written a letter to ZNS Sports regarding this situation. It states that the Greek embassy based in Havana, Cuba, takes such reports seriously, as hate and racism have no place in our society. It concludes that the embassy confirms it will look into the matter with great priority. There's just 1 week of play left in Greece. Ferguson should be back in the Bahamas next week. Let's keep him in our prayers and hope he has a safe trip back home. The BAISS Private School Soccer Championships coming to a close yesterday at the Roscoe Davies pitch. The Lifer Key Dragons and St. Andrews Hurricanes going head-to-head for the senior girls title. This was a really exciting matchup, which saw Lifer Key coming out on top by a final of 3-2.
Honestly, like it's really nice winning, obviously, but the second goal was like one of the best feelings I've ever felt in my life. Like, we were so happy, and we put together really well. We connected our passes. The first goal was also really nice, and it was really lucky.
The goal happened like all together. So like we played as a team, and we got passes together, and we just ended up getting a goal. I think because we were in the box in the beginning, and then the ball got played out, and I just was there, so I just was the one who finished it. But it was a team effort.
The defenders, because they always close me down as soon as I get the ball, so it's kind of hard to score. But we pulled it off, and we did it, and I couldn't have done it without my team.
What does this championship mean to you?
It means hard work pays off. We worked really hard, and we deserved to win, because we knew how each other played, and we knew how well we could play.
The Lifer Key Junior boys also celebrating a championship. They won 3-0 over Queens College, meaning the Dragons captured 3 of the 4 trophies, with their senior boys also winning on Monday over Aquinas.
The game was good. Scoring goals felt really good, because recently my form hasn't been too well. But we played QC in the final last year, but unfortunately we lost, so it really felt good to win. For the school, it's a big achievement, because this is our second year in BISS, so winning, well, the seniors didn't win on BISS, but they won nationals, so that was an achievement. But winning all 3, and hopefully the seniors, boys and girls, win nationals as well.
Time winding down to the Carifta Water Polo Championships. Our Kelsey Johnson stopped by the Betty Kelly Kenning National Aquatic Center as Team Bahamas got in some last-minute training.
With 3 titles to defend, the country's water polo teams made one last splash before travel. The final training session was held on Tuesday, and Coach Laszlo Borbelli is more than happy with the shots made.
What I worked very hard was the so-called man-up, when the opponent gets excluded and 6 attacker plays against 5, a kind of special play. We have certain variation to finish with a goal, and because I'm expecting my team make a lot of counter-attack and get a lot of man-up situation, that was the last I worked on.
The Bahamas will be represented in 3 divisions: the under-14 mixed team, the under-16 and under-19 squads. They are the defending champions in all 3 divisions.
Everybody coming for us, a special Barbados, the host team, and in 2017, 2018 we both timed with Barbados with 1 single goal. So I know they coming after us.
The team will depart for Barbados on Thursday. Competition starts on Friday and Team Bahamas is ready.
Right now everybody looks good. Our preparation was fantastic. Last year we went to Canada, to Vancouver Island, and we had an excellent competition with Canadians. We were in a training camp with the Harvard University coach. With February we went back our usual competition in South Florida. We played well, and now in this last 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I did a lot of physical stuff, you know, literally trading, push-ups, lots of swimming, and try to sharpen the shooting power and working on these tactical element what I mentioned.
Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
Our Carifta track and field team will also travel for their segment of the championships later on this month in the Cayman Islands. The B3As named a 50-member squad on Sunday, and President Dramico Archer spoke about how they went about selecting the team.
When we established the standards, we established the standards on a very specific criteria, and that was to take an average of all of the 4th place performances at the past 3 Carifta games. But it was only after the results were established that we discovered that some of those results were win-aided performances. So the point is this: if we're comparing apples to apples, then you can't have win-aided performances if you're expecting legal performances from the athletes. It would have disenfranchised the athletes, and so the executives had to make an executive decision by simply reversing all of the win-aided performances and going back to another year where legal performances were had.
Last night we told you that the international body overturned the suspension of Joel Stubbs, the president of the Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation. That was for an alleged illegal show which took place here in the 242 in December. Stubbs spoke more in depth about how the situation played out.
As we get to find out, we discovered the show was going to come here, and the individuals already had things set, however they got their approval to be here. We went after them to seek some money, some fees in order to have the show in the Bahamas as the jurisdiction here in the Bahamas. Of course, we collected a sum of money which is in the Federation's account to help support these local athletes here. Of course, I had spoken to the organizers and let them know, because we're not on the same platform, that the athletes here in the Bahamas will not be competing in his show. Now, I tell him the only ones that he'll probably see show up will be individuals who probably have chosen now to leave this organization and now become NPC athletes. They will be the ones that probably show up and compete in this show. Of course, those individuals, like I said earlier, I cannot stop. I cannot put some kind of a hold on them as such. They have their jurisdiction, they have their obligations, they have their prerogative to go exactly where they want to. However, it's just the simple fact that if you're trying to come back, there will be some roadblocks.
The Caribbean Kings Inter-Caribbean High School Basketball Championships will tip off in a matter of days. It's a scouting event created to provide an opportunity for young men throughout the region to gain exposure, which also can lead to college scholarships abroad.
The Bahamian leg of the tournament begins on Monday, the 15th of April 2019, through Wednesday, the 17th of April 2019, commencing at 11 a.m. daily at the Sikandar Isaac Gymnasium. 18 teams from throughout the Bahamas will compete for 2 spots in the Caribbean Kings basketball tournament, with the grand opening on Thursday, the 18th of April 2019. 8 teams from throughout the Caribbean region will also compete in the Caribbean Kings, high school basketball champions, including Antigua and Barbuda, the British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, Turks and Caicos, Haiti, Jamaica, and of course our very own Bahamian teams.
That will do it for sports. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.